This week on eNews, Lethbridge College opens its doors to prospective students, why a haunted house may be forced to close its doors, and a local hockey team sits at the top of its league. All this and more on eNews.
Hello and welcome to eNews. I'm Sarah Striga.
And I'm David Opinko. Here's today's top story. Lethbridge College is trying to be proactive in attracting potential students. It held its first ever winter semester open house last weekend. I stopped by to see what the Lethbridge College has in store. Big open houses like this are usually saved for the summer, leading up to the fall semester. But Lethbridge College decided, this year, they'd try to get as many new students signed up as soon as possible. Dozens of college instructors and faculty members filled the campus last weekend to show potential students what Lethbridge College has to offer them. The college believes events like the open house are worthwhile because they're both fun and effective.
We've seen that when students actually physically come on campus, we have much better conversion rates to show them this is their institution, this is why they should apply, so we're hoping to have an increase in enrollments due to that.
Lethbridge College currently has about 5,000 students enrolled, with some programs already filled to capacity. The goal of the open house is to create awareness about some programs that aren't already full. Many of the programs in the trades fill up pretty quickly, but with phase 1 of the new building opening this fall, the college is trying to increase enrollment in its programs. It's not ready for tours yet, but trades instructor Mark Garner says it'll have plenty to offer future students that the current facility doesn't.
And obviously we're going to be larger than we are now, which is great because we need that extra room, that extra capacity, but renewable energy is going to be a big part of it. And also research. Research is something that the college is really going after.
The college set up booths to show potential students every aspect of college life, including what it's like to live on res.
We have just set up a room to look like a little bit of a dorm room, and we are just encouraging people to apply for residence next year.
If you're interested in applying to Lethbridge College, you can do so at lethbridgecollege.ca. The college considers the open house to be a huge success, with over 500 people in attendance and 36 new students applying for the fall.
Job seekers of all ages had the chance to meet and greet potential employers this week. From construction jobs to police recruits, the opportunities were not just knocking, but pounding at the door. Rachel Crow Spreading Wings has more.
The Opportunity Knocks job fair has been running for 3 years in Lethbridge. It brings employers from all sorts of industries together for job seekers to choose from. But that's not the only thing that is offered at the job fair. There are also informational booths from post-secondary institutions like Lethbridge College.
This is a great opportunity if they're in their second year or they're graduating from the program to actually scope out all the different prospective organizations or companies that can hire them after graduation.
Employers feel this is a great way to meet and greet potential workers. They have jobs to fill and need employees who are eager to get to work.
Nice to be able to stop and talk to people for a bit and just find out who the person is behind the name.
Even the mayor of Lethbridge joined in supporting the job fair. Chris Spearman says it is important to let the community know there are jobs in Lethbridge.
What it does is it connects employers with youth, and it inspires youth as to what the possibilities are in our community. What we want to do is keep young people in Lethbridge.
Lethbridge College student Colin Johnson says the fair is an important first step in making a career choice.
It's a good opportunity for students because a lot of them aren't even aware of what they wanted to do when they're done school. So this is a good opportunity for them to come and maybe ask questions if they're unsure.
After 3 years, the job fair has grown. Not only were there vendors for job seekers, but there are also many informational booths for post-secondary. If you missed this year's event, you can go to lethbridgechambers.com news and events page for a list of all of the employers that are hiring right now. For eNews, I'm Rachel Crow Spreading Wings.
The City of Lethbridge plans to ramp up economic development for the community.
Reading Week has arrived. Students take advantage of a week off school to visit with friends and family, catch up on some sleep, or even go to somewhere warm. The college says it's the perfect time to catch up on homework and start planning and studying for finals. That may include changing studying habits.
to try to take stock of where you are in the semester. So what things have you still got left to do? What kind of progress have you made on those things? And what things are you going to try to accomplish over reading week? So setting yourself some goals and setting some specific time to work on those activities.
If you need help with your studies, make an appointment with the Learning Cafe by calling 403-382-6952.
Lethbridge College Wider Horizons magazine has been honored for excellence once again. It's received its 4th Bronze Award from the International Council for Awards and Advancement of Education. The organization recognizes outstanding work in communications, marketing, advancement development, and alumni relations.
For special issues for the This Land is Our Land issue, and that featured alumni from every province and territory in Canada. And that was open, that was competing against like the University of Alberta, the University of Washington, the big universities all over the Western Canada and Western United States.
You can find the magazine around the college and around town.
A local school is preparing for a different kind of competition. It's about discovering the world of science, technology, engineering, and math, also known as STEM. And it's done with the help of robotics. Kiana Nelson is live to tell us more about the team. Kiana?
Thanks, David. 22 students at Chinook High School have started the first robotics team here in southern Alberta. I got the chance just to see what they were building. This robot may not look like much, but when it's finished, it will be able to do great things. Students from grades 10 to 12 at Chinook High School have created a robot that will be competing in its first robotics competition, FRC. FRC is described as a unique varsity activity designed to help high school-age students discover how interesting and rewarding the lives of engineers and scientists can be. Grade 12 student Oliver Campbell was the one who suggested a robotics course and is happy about the learning experience he's going to get.
If the skills you learn here, whether it be electrical or mechanical, you can use in real-world applications, whether you choose to go on to an actual engineering job or you're just building hobby robots at home.
Chinook High School is one of 2 schools in southern Alberta that will be competing against thousands of other schools worldwide at the first robotics competition held in Calgary.
Step 1, don't drive the robot until it's off the table.
Along with 5 teacher mentors from CHS and 8 technical mentors from Pratt & Whitney, Canada, the students are able to get the knowledge and experience from people who know a thing or two about robots. Kevin Shank says this team gives students who are interested in science education a great opportunity to give an idea of what that career path could entail.
This first year is just to create a functional robot, but once we have that, we're hoping to take it to the middle schools in town and to the elementary schools in town and convince them to start their own robotics program, because FRC has sort of 4 levels of robotics that starts all the way back in elementary school and works its way up to this one. And we don't have any of that in town yet, so it'd be fantastic if other schools started that, I think.
The theme for this year at FRC is Recycle Rush, which will take place April 2nd.
So what exactly does the robot have to do?
In order for the robot to gain points, it must be able to stack 2 recycle totes on top of a scoring platform, as well as be able to stack a recycling bin on top of the totes, and then it has to insert a pool noodle inside the recycling bin, which will represent litter.
Thanks, Kiana. Coming up next on eNews, how cultural diversity is being celebrated this month in Lethbridge, and how a Lethbridge man is changing views on homelessness.
At first glance, this looks like an empty field. But before you dig, ask yourself, do you trust that there are no buried facilities hiding under the ground? Are you willing to bet your life on it? Calling Alberta One Call could save your life. They dispatch locators in your area to find the facilities before you do. You can go online or download the app to submit a request right from your phone. It costs nothing to submit a request. It could cost you everything not to. Click before you dig and know what's below.
At Interfaith Food Bank, we provide more than just food. We provide free cooking classes to teach people the value of eating healthy on a low budget.
Interfaith Food Bank strives to help kids live up to their potential by offering them the chance to make delicious snacks and explore the kitchen. With the help of our wonderful volunteers, the Interfaith Food Bank can assist you in many different ways. Stop in and experience it for yourself at 1103 3rd Avenue North.
Crime Stoppers and Lethbridge Regional Police need your help in solving a break-and-enter and theft. At 4:40 a.m. on June 15, 2014, perpetrators entered Crop Production Services, located at 147 Factory Drive in Picture Butte. Suspects cut locks and entered 2 buildings and broke into 3 vehicles. They made off with a Honda water pump and a variety of tools. Witnesses saw the suspects driving a light-colored newer model Toyota RAV4 with tinted windows and a wheel cover on the rear hatch. If you have any information on this or any crime, please contact Crime Stoppers. Crime Stoppers will pay up to $2,000 for information leading to an arrest. Remember, you will not have to attend court or testify, and you will remain anonymous. We want your information, not your name.
Hi and welcome to Campus Horizons. I'm Eric Mickelson. I'm here with Brenda Branley from the Fashion Design and Sustainable Production Program. So tell me a little bit about the program and what's changed this new year.
Well, we had the opportunity to redesign the entire program, and this time we made it a very strong industry focus so that it is less of a custom wear and much more what the industry is looking for.
Okay, and so what's different from the past program and how is it benefiting students?
In the past, we had a one-year certificate where we had students could take all the classes together, and then they divided into a design stream or a marketing stream. And now we're having all the classes together. The students are learning everything at an industry level, and they're making it so that when they graduate, they can get jobs in head offices or they can start their own companies.
Okay, and so what's happening in the industry that this program prepares students for?
We're finding that the industry is aging, and so that there are a lot of people retiring. So we're training the students to take their places in the head offices. And the reason why we have an emphasis on sustainability is because that's something that we're finding lacking in the industry, and we're seeking really hard to fulfill that.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Eric Mickelson for Campus Horizons. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Eric. February is Black History Month, a month to celebrate and reflect on the African Canadian culture. Cole Smith checked out a recent celebration at the Galt Museum.
The second annual Black History Month celebration took place at the Galt Museum here in Lethbridge. The event included live music, some food, and an educational display. The Coalition of Municipalities Against Racism and Discrimination say that the Lethbridge area has a very diverse community, and that fact should be celebrated.
Yes, we're hoping that people, because Lethbridge is becoming a very multicultural society, so we're hoping people come out and say, well, yeah, I know a little bit about African culture or black culture in general.
In 1995, Canada's House of Commons officially recognized February as Black History Month and to honor Black Canadians. Well-known African Americans were on display at the Galt, giving people in attendance a chance to see the founding members of Black History Month. Event organizer John Pogorzelski says this event is huge for Lethbridge and expects the event to continue to grow over the coming years.
Last year when we did it, we were blown away with the turnout. This year, again, it's just exciting to see so many people coming to show up, to watch, to view some dancing, to have some food, to just get together and celebrate Black History Month.
The Lethbridge community has an estimated 1,200 people of African Canadian descent here in Lethbridge, and more than 250 of them came out to celebrate Black History Month here at the Galt Museum. That's more than double of last year's first annual event. For eNews, I'm Cole Smith.
Canada is currently celebrating its 19th year of participation in the Black History Month.
It's been haunting southern Alberta for over 15 years. However, those spooks are in jeopardy. The William T. Ogden House is recognized as a provincial historic site. Every Halloween, its owners decorate the home and property as a live haunted house. But now, the village of Sterling is trying to shut its doors. Eric Mickelson has the story.
Come on in.
This century-old home has been inviting guests into its haunted halls since 2000 with haunted tours, murder mysteries, and a haunted train ride around the property. Glory Reimer has owned the house with her husband and children over the years and was shocked and hurt when village administration issued a stop order.
The way the stop order is written is incomplete, and not only that, but it's basically an infringement on my human rights. It's written in a way where I can't even have my own birthday party, invite my own guests over to do something at my house.
Reimer says that they have been facing problems with village administration since 2012. An administrator approached her in her yard saying that the small business didn't have proper licensing, although she had proof of licenses since it had been open.
Well, I guess what happened is the administration never kept records of licenses until recently, until this started blowing up. And we're not the only one affected by this. There's many other businesses here in town who are dealing with the same issue.
The Village of Sterling administration was unavailable for comment, but posted a media release on its website on February 9th, outlining the reasoning for issuing the stop order. It claims the order is intended to address a long-standing issue associated with non-residential uses on the property. Mansion volunteer Jesse Thielen says that the village and southern Alberta would face a huge loss if the haunted tours were discontinued.
I've become kind of a part of the family, and to see something like this be stripped away from a family who does their all to keep it going and to make sure everything is done proper, I think that's wrong. It feels very violating.
The petition to keep the Haunted Mansion open only needs 10% of the village's population to sign it, which has already been surpassed, and they say they hope to hand in the petition to village administration very soon. For eNews, I'm Eric Mickelson.
The Reimers say the only complaint they've heard from the community indirectly deals with traffic, but no residents have ever discussed it with them. A local filmmaker is tackling a significant social issue on the big screen. With the help of his video camera, he's shining a spotlight on homelessness, with a particular focus on Lethbridge. Sam Borsato has more.
Lethbridge sits on traditional Blackfoot ground.
This ad may have caught your attention on YouTube lately. Currently in production, Where is Home is a documentary focused on homelessness across Canada. However, this story has more of a local twist. Local businessman and filmmaker Dan Berdusco is producing this film single-handedly. He says 2013 Lethbridge City Council candidate Martin Heavyhead inspired the film.
He thought it was important for Lethbridge to get a better understanding of the downtown population, and that kind of struck a chord with me that I thought I could help him out to do that.
Berdusco has filmed over 30 interviews already. These include homeless people living in Lethbridge, police, and many others. The initial focus was here on the downtown, but many people have come forward with their stories and filming has expanded. He says he wants this film to teach people to think about a topic that is largely not talked about.
Everyone has a completely different viewpoint, and it's a good way for people to see that perspective kind of changes what you think about what's happening, and you can empathize with each individual perspective and learn something different.
Currently, there is an online fundraiser to help support this project. The money will go toward covering production costs, and those who donate will get early access to the film.
What's happened here is a result of destruction of a whole way of life.
Berdusco hopes to have the film finished by the end of the year. He says he wants to make sure he's clearly representing the topic in a balanced way. Once completed, Where is Home will be released for free online.
Where is my home? Where do I belong?
Berdusco says he's much more concerned about getting people to actually watch it rather than how it'll be watched.
Using things like YouTube and BitTorrent to just get it out there and watch it however you want to watch it. You want to watch it on your phone, it doesn't matter. It's just important that they watch it, not how.
For eNews, I'm Sam Borsato.
To donate and keep updated on all progress, you can visit whereishome.ca. Coming up next on eNews, how the Kodiak's men's volleyball team is wrapping up its season, and how a certain type of exercise is providing much more than just physical benefits.
According to CanadianWomen.org, more than half of all Canadian women have experienced one instance of sexual or physical abuse since the age of 16.
That means one of us has been abused.
Every 6 days, a Canadian woman is killed by her domestic partner.
That's one Canadian woman's life per week.
If you think domestic violence isn't your issue, then think again.
Because it's happening right here in your own backyard.
Head to womenspace.ca to get involved in your community. Women's Space. Women.
For women.
Opagasan Early Intervention Society has been dedicated to enriching the hearts of families since 1996. Opagasan is a non-profit organization committed deeply to the future of the Blackfoot culture. Opagasan means all the children in Blackfoot. To support the continuation of this commitment to the children, please call 403-380-2569 or www.opagasan.org.
Welcome to the Kodiak Report. I'm Rachel Crow Spreading Wings, and we're joined with cross-country team captain Michaela York. Welcome.
Hi.
So what is your role as team captain of the Kodiaks?
Really just a lot of communication between the coach and the athletes, make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. And what do you find the most challenging being part of a team and academically?
It's challenging because of the time commitment for both, but we're very good at balancing both and encouraging each other to put the time necessary into each of those aspects.
Mm-hmm. And I heard that you had an injury recently. What happened?
Just in December, I had surgery for a bone removed out of my foot. It had been broken for 4 years previous to that, so the first 3 years I neglected to go to a doctor, but hopefully I'm on the mend now that they got it out.
Yeah, and how long until you can fully start running again?
Hopefully just a couple more weeks. I have been out for 2 months almost, and so hopefully in a couple more weeks I can start running and biking to get back in the swing of things.
What do you love most about running?
Stress relief and seeing new things.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's all the time we have today. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
Thanks, Rachel. It's a classic underdog story. A team full of players fresh out of high school with an image to change. I went to the Val Mattioti gym to take a look at the Kodiak's men's volleyball team and see how members have done more than just overcome adversity. When first-year student Dax Whitehead was told he would be a member of the starting lineup on the Lethbridge College Kodiaks, he was excited. Not just to be a starting player on a college team, but also to play with a team of rookies.
I like the idea of starting the program over, kind of the whole incident that happened last year, everyone being gone and a bunch of rookies coming in. I like the idea of building the program from the start sort of thing and possibly winning a provincial championship in the process of that.
Although Dax's excitement at playing in the ACAC was mounting, he was also mentally preparing himself to overcome any stigmas the Kodiaks may face. After last year's team was disbanded early in the season for player misconduct, the team was rebuilt with almost entirely new members. So new, in fact, that only 3 out of the 15 players had played post-secondary volleyball, and only 2 are returning Kodiaks. Although the team started as the ACAC underdogs, the Kodiaks have shown that they have claws and are ready to fight. The Lethbridge College Kodiaks currently hold the number 3 spot in the ACAC South Division, with a 2-point lead over SAIT. With the Kodiaks being perceived as the underdogs of the ACAC and the rookies being seriously underestimated, the team found that they had a lot to prove, but they are up to the challenge.
I think a lot of people expected us to be underdogs and expected us to not come close to the playoffs. They thought 13 first-year guys, they have to start over from scratch, and I told people that simply wasn't the case, that this program has a winning expectation. And when they didn't believe me, my goal was just to prove them wrong.
In order for the Kodiaks men's volleyball team to assure itself of a spot in the 2015 ACAC playoffs, it must win both season-ending matches against the Olds Broncos next weekend.
It's been a year of change and firsts for a Southern Alberta hockey team. Jessica Goose has more on the Coaldale Copperheads and their amazing season that isn't over yet.
This goal brought to an end the most successful regular season for the Coaldale Copperheads. This season also saw sweeping changes to the team's coaching staff. Assistant captain Craig Lyon has been playing with the Copperheads for 3 years now. He thinks it's an awesome feeling being at the top.
It's something else to be from first, usually it's Okotoks or even Cochrane, but this time it's our turn, we got our first banner.
With that, the new head coach Derek Weist says getting the players focused was key.
This one, now let's keep rolling from here, boys. Let's cash in another one. Get them when they're down, boys.
We talked to these guys in the summer, talking to them early, getting them involved early, and we're just fortunate that they bought in, and they're doing a heck of a job. It's been a heck of a year.
Captain Colby Murray says with the new coaching staff and the way they do practices, the team has really come together.
It's been unreal. They brought a whole different system to the table and stuff, and everyone bought in, and it's been pretty good. Everyone adjusted real well.
One of 10 rookies, Calvin Swanson, says it's easy to work with the new head coach.
I think he's been awesome. He's really good. He really knows the stuff when it comes to hockey. He can relate to us really well.
Their rivals, the Okotoks Bisons, won the HJHL championship last year. With the playoffs underway this weekend, the Copperheads are off to an incredible start. The Copperheads will be busy practicing this weekend as they have a bye. Their next game is Wednesday, February 18th, right here in Coaldale against Strathmore or Medicine Hat. To find out more about the Copperheads, visit CoaldaleCopperheads.com. For eNews, I'm Jessica Goose.
You can follow the Copperheads Alberta Junior B League playoff journey by visiting heritagejunior.com.
Yoga is an Indian practice that is believed to go back almost 10,000 years. Most people are aware of the physical aspects the exercise involves, but not necessarily the mental and emotional benefits. Alyssa McNeil has more on all that yoga can do for you.
And going sideward.
For most people, yoga is a way to become more flexible, increase balance, and build strength. It is believed by yoga masters that the practice of yoga can also refresh the body and prolong life. There is also a mental connection to the body with yoga as well. Yoga is believed to help improve mental well-being, decrease anxiety and depression, and overall make a person feel more positive. Westminster Village Community Yoga instructor Kailash says he uses Yoga Nidra with his students to help them connect with themselves.
Yoga Nidra is like a meditation kind of thing. You are sleeping, but actually you are talking to your body. You're relaxing your body and you are connecting with your soul. You are honest with yourself first. You are introducing yourself first. Then you're going to introduce other people.
Kailash adds that yoga can help with assisting those that have mental illnesses and even addictions. Another type of yoga that is used is pranayama as a way to help relieve the body.
Which is breath regulation. Pran means air. So control your breath and breathing properly, giving you a lot of oxygen to your blood and your mind, cures a lot of discomfortness.
Along with Yoga Nidra, meditation and relaxation are major parts of yoga that can also add to a person's mental well-being. By concentrating on breath and body, the mind relaxes and puts the body at ease. This can lead to reduced tension and stress. For eNews, I'm Alyssa McNeil.
There are many different styles of yoga that can have numerous meanings, including discipline, body alignment, and purifying the body and mind.
So Sarah, do you have any special Valentine's Day plans this weekend?
I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. Usually I just leave it up to my boyfriend and I make him surprise me. What about you?
Not really doing anything too fancy, just going for a walk, taking some pictures, making a nice home-cooked meal together, and maybe watching a movie. We really don't have the budget for anything too extravagant.
Yeah, I understand that. That sounds really nice, though.
So what about your reading week?
It's going to be really interesting. Actually, my boyfriend's family is flying in from Norway. So I guess in about 6 days they're going to be here. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Wow.
What about you?
I'm going to be working for Pure Power Wrestling on the 21st, just doing all the camera work and everything. And that's all the time that we have for today. I'm David Opinko.
And I'm Sarah Striga. We'll see you again later.